For the news that impacts you most, turn to live local CBS3.
Tonight, dueling town halls. President Trump and Joe Biden both hold Q&A style events in different cities at the same time.
And forced out. A homeless camp in Duluth is told to pack up. What's behind the move?
Plus, a clearer picture. We're getting a better understanding of how a $2 billion spending bill will impact the Northland.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Bakke.
And I'm Anthony Matt. Thanks for joining us. The presidential candidates competed for viewers tonight, each holding town hall events at the same time on different networks.
Unlike a formal debate, tonight's events allowed voters to ask the questions. Skylar Henry reports from Washington.
Instead of sparring on the debate stage, the presidential candidates battled each other through dueling appearances. President Trump in Miami and Joe Biden in Philadelphia. In a town hall moderated by ABC News' George Stephanopoulos, the former vice president attacked the Trump administration's handling of the COVID-19 pandemic.
It is a presidential responsibility to lead. And he didn't do that. He didn't talk about what needed to be done because he kept worrying, in my view, about the stock market.
In a separate event televised by NBC News, President Trump was asked if he remembered his last negative COVID test.
I don't know. I don't even remember. I test all the time.
Questions about racial unrest and law and order drew out the candidates' clashing views.
And there's a lot of things we can do. We shouldn't be defunding cops. We should be mandating the things that we should be doing within police departments.
Why are you asking Joe Biden questions about why doesn't he condemn Antifa? Why does he say it doesn't exist?
Because the town hall events replaced what was supposed to be the second debate. After the president tested positive for COVID-19, organizers decided to change the format to virtual. President Trump declined. And again, voters' questions returned to health care.
The problem with Obamacare, it's not good. We'd like to terminate it.
I think that also health care overall is very much in jeopardy as a consequence of the president's going to go directly after this election, directly to the Supreme Court within a month.
The final presidential debate is scheduled for next Thursday in Nashville. Organizers say they're hoping for more structure than the first one and less chaos.
The pandemic threw another wrench into the campaign. Vice presidential nominee Kamala Harris suspended in-person events until Monday after 2 campaign workers tested positive for COVID-19.
And Dave's here for our first look at the weather. Dave, I wouldn't have believed it if I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, but flurries out there today for some of us.
Yeah, and the flurries even pushed into the Duluth area. In a few minutes, I'll show you a picture of how much has come down in the Ely area here so far. But right now, let's look at the live Doppler map for our region. And we set the stage by saying that yesterday's low-pressure system that brought rain is moving to the east. At the same time, from the northwest, a high-pressure system is settling in. So the two are still jockeying for position, and there still are some lingering showers of both snow and rain in our region, despite the air pressure increasing. So you can see them popping up here and there. Probably will do so, perhaps, for the next couple of hours, still about the midnight hour or so. And then for Friday, eyeing up the high pressure to win out and take over and bring us sunny but cool conditions before the bigger low to the west comes aboard to bring us that chance for snow on Saturday we've been talking about. But for Friday, it'll be one more day of fair weather with a clear to partly cloudy sky, but the high will only be 40. That's about 10 degrees cooler than normal. Those cooler conditions will help egg on the chance of snow we're getting on Saturday, and I'll show you the latest charts on how much could come across in just a few more minutes.
Thanks, Dave. Earlier this week, a large homeless camp in Duluth was told they needed to vacate and find other housing options. The camp is located just above West Michigan Street in the city's Observation Hill neighborhood. CBS 3's Natalie Grant explains how this decision continues to shine a light on the issue of homelessness in the Twin Ports.
Looking over I-35, buried in the trees, a homeless camp called the Point of Rocks has taken shape over the last several months.
Since about July, we've been getting calls about the various homeless camps around that area.
Earlier this week, police told people living on the camp they had to be gone by Friday.
It's just gotten to the point where we just didn't have a choice except to start issuing some trespass notices so people know they really need to move. It can't be a big campsite like that.
Jill Keppers is the executive director of Duluth's Housing and Redevelopment Authority. They own the land the Point of Rocks is on. She said it was a hard decision, but one that needed to happen after recent criminal activity at the camp.
It started when we started getting complaints about vandalism to cars and theft, and it's expanded now to alleged sexual assault.
The HRA will now have to clean up the trash, broken glass, and other items left behind, and they'll use taxpayer money to do it. Kepper says that the number of homeless people is growing, but the HRA, the city, and other local organizations are trying to find solutions. Funding for affordable housing is one of them.
That is really what it's going to take for us to build new affordable housing in town and be able to have units specifically set aside for those experiencing homelessness.
Those projects can take years. Right now, the question for the people told to move, where do they go before winter sets in?
Now, some good news. $100 million in housing infrastructure bonds for affordable housing was passed in the bonding bill today. That is money that the city is able to apply for in order to build more affordable and homeless housing. And speaking of that, we're getting a better idea of how that recently passed $1.9 billion bonding bill will impact Duluth.
$13 million will go toward repairing Duluth's crumbling seawalls. $4.5 million will go toward renovations at UMD's A.B. Anderson Hall. $6 million will be used for upgrades to WLSSD. Nearly $2 million will be used for improvements at the depot and much more. As far as the seawalls are concerned, city officials say upkeep is vital as they protect the downtown area from Lake Superior's waves and help provide public access to the water.
We are pleased and grateful that our partners at the county and UMD also received critical infrastructure funding. We are pleased and excited that the bill includes funding for affordable housing.
In total, the bill funds $113 million worth of projects in northeastern Minnesota.
It's a big infrastructure package that's going to create thousands of jobs in a time when the COVID-19 is causing people to lose their jobs. And on top of it, it's going to be saving jobs at the Togo and Willow River sites.
We did reach out to Republicans for comment, but we have not heard back as of news time. Meanwhile, we're also learning the bill earmarked support for the historic Old Central School building. The legislation opened up potential access to long-term facility maintenance dollars, which could be used to help with upkeep on the aging building. District officials say the building is in need of $50 million of work and improvements. This comes as the district is working to close or sell the building.
Duluth school officials are warning students and parents that activities at the district's high schools may need to be halted. The district said today the decision could come due to the rising number of COVID-19 cases in the Duluth community. After-school activities, athletics, and the fine arts could all be on the chopping block. The recommendation could come from the Minnesota Department of Health, St. Louis County, if the biweekly case rate for the schools reaches 30 or higher for 3 weeks in a row. The district is urging students and families to follow all COVID-19 protocols on and off the field.
Duluth area hospitals say they're seeing an increase in patient hospitalizations, but it's not necessarily patients who have tested positive for COVID-19. Hospital officials say many patients have been reluctant to seek care for medical issues or get preventative care due to the pandemic. That lack of medical attention has resulted in many people ending up in the hospital. Officials emphasized while there are COVID-19 patients being hospitalized, the buildings are safe and they encourage you to seek the care you need.
If you need care, please come see us. The alternative could be disastrous. Patients have delayed care for too long. Rest assured, our hospitals and clinics are safe.
Essentia health officials say they've cared for more stroke patients than ever before since the pandemic started, adding that's likely due to people delaying care.
Meanwhile, Itasca County health leaders gave an update today on the county's COVID cases as numbers continue to rise. As of today, the county is reporting 627 cases total. 223 of those have been reported in the last 2 weeks. 10 residents are currently hospitalized, with 3 in the ICU. 1 new death was reported over the weekend. During today's update, leaders wanted to put a special focus on mental health and how to cope with changes related to COVID-19. They say the suicide rate in Minnesota has gone up 32% for people with mental illness since the start of the pandemic. Officials say Itasca County suicide rates mirror that of the state. They say it's important to understand the hardships people are facing day to day.
I want to point out that change is hard and uncertain. It creates stress and maybe compels us to act and speak in ways we normally would not do. We need now more than ever kindness and to treat each other with grace and understanding.
Health leaders say it's important to stay connected with people and not isolate during these times. If you are struggling with mental health and need resources, you can find those on our website or you can call the number on your screen.
Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, one woman saved another person's life just by donating plasma. We hear from both the donor and the recipient next.
Plus, OMC is a favorite among locals. Keep it here on CBS 3 to learn how you can make their recipes right at home.
82 is the record high for today, set back in 1929. Well, last Friday we cracked the 80s, but tomorrow we're not going to. We'll cut it in half. 40, 41, the best we'll manage. And temperatures that cool will help lead us towards a chance for a little more snow come Saturday. We'll talk about the odds and the totals right after our break.
Live, local, CBS 3 News at 10 with Kristen Vaki, Anthony Matt, Kelly Hinson, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live, local, CBS 3. Watch Jeopardy at 4:30, followed by CBS 3 Live at 5 on Live, local, CBS 3.
For the past 10 years, Healthy Systems USA has been helping people lose weight. Are you ready to be next? Save $200 off a 2-month program and get free shipping. It's our 10th anniversary sale. Save $200 and free shipping at Healthy Systems USA. Order now.
It's coming. You ready? Because Toro's Snow Days sale is here. With the #1 brand in snowblowers, you will dominate winter. And now during Toro's Snow Days, get up to $100 off select 2-stage snowblowers, up to $40 off select 60-volt battery snowblowers, and up to $50 off select single-stage snowblowers. Plus great financing offers. Win winter with Toro.
Even if you've never gotten a flu shot, 2020 is the year to do so. Memorial Medical Center, your local health departments, and area tribes are encouraging you to get a seasonal flu shot to protect yourself and others. A seasonal flu shot is the best defense against flu, especially when COVID-19 is still a risk.
Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota L-Series tractor is the #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S. for over 10 years. Powerful Kubota diesel engine, ease of operation, and your choice of a dependable Kubota gear or HST transmission. The durable Kubota L-Series tractor. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo.
No one serves you better than Lulich Implement.
Donald Trump is lying about Medicare and Social Security. Trump's pushing to slash Medicare benefits. He's proposed eliminating the funding source for Social Security, a plan that would drain Social Security by 2023. Joe Biden will protect Medicare, and he's proposed a plan to increase Social Security benefits. The choice is clear. Donald Trump will cut Medicare and Social Security. Joe Biden will protect them.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
For the past 10 years, Healthy Systems USA has been helping people lose weight. Are you ready to be next? Save $200 off a 2-month program and get free shipping. It's our 10th anniversary sale. Save $200 and free shipping at Healthy Systems USA. Order now.
CBS 3 weather is brought to you by Lulich Implement. Now, the CBS 3 Duluth WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
The back and forth battle today between higher pressure trying to clear the sky and a low trying to kick out stuff like this still going on, and this is what it yielded in Ely. Flurries in Ely from my old friend Linda Nile. Her deck has got a good coating going on there, and it may be more than that come Saturday when our next chance for the precip comes to call. In between, I think Friday should be on the sunny side, so use that to get ready for something you may have to actually get out and do a little bit of brooming on. Maybe a little tiny bit of shoveling, especially north of Duluth. We'll talk about snow totals coming up here in just a bit, but right now, current conditions at the airport in Duluth. 34 degrees is the temp, 73% for the relative humidity, west wind 8 miles per hour, and the air pressure, again at the surface, is still increasing, 1,016 millibars, but up aloft, the tail end of yesterday's low is still trying to kick out a couple of snow flurries and a couple of rain showers as well. Current temperatures are starting to dip into the 20s. In the Upper Peninsula, we're still holding on to the mid-30s in Ironwood and Bessemer, but lower 30s is what we have across much of northwestern Wisconsin. East central Minnesota's in the mid-30s, but getting towards the northern parts of Minnesota's Arrowhead here, we're dipping into the 20s in places like Orr. In general, inland temperatures will fall into the 20s tonight, and low 30s are possible fairly close to the shores of the warming influence of Lake Superior. It's a cooling trend that's with us now and likely will be with us here for a little bit. A cooling trend coming in courtesy of higher pressure from Canada that's slipping our way. It'll make our Friday on the sunny side, but on the cool side with high temps only near 40. We're supposed to be in the lower 50s. And then Friday, after the sunshine, Saturday comes to call with a cloudier sky and a 70% chance for precipitation. Perhaps a rain and snow mix during the daylight hours, but in the early morning hours, well, from the Twin Ports into the south, flurries are likely, and north of Duluth, snow is likely. Accumulations, well, our models have been going back and forth for the past couple of days, and so here's the latest. It looks like now around the head of the lakes up through the Arrowhead, about 1 to 2, maybe even 1 to 3 inches is possible, while the rest of the region is looking more at a trace to an inch. So it's not going to be a huge blizzard, but this could be the first taste of snow on the roadways for some of us for a couple of hours, and we may have to cautiously get back into our winter driving mode. It's always a relearning process, isn't it? Well, tonight in Minnesota, low temps will run from 23 inland to 30 by the lake. And generally, partly cloudy skies should come to call after midnight. And in Wisconsin and Michigan, it should do that as well. Low temps 25 to 28 there. For tomorrow, with sunshine, Wisconsin and Michigan will have high temps running from 40 to 42. And with a partly cloudy sky in Minnesota, the range of high temps will be just a little bit wider, 36 to about 42. And eyeing up the 7-day forecast, temperature trends will be running roughly from 35 to 42 all week long. Best chance for any accumulating precip will be Saturday. Little follow-up flurry action could be with us Sunday morning. Then Monday will be another day to pause and reflect. To reflect on what you have to do come Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday when another chance for light snow mixed in with rain could come around the region.
Not ready to start shoveling, but thanks anyway, Dave. A special meeting between a plasma donor and the recipient took place in Wisconsin on Tuesday.
The COVID-19 patient received plasma during her recovery and earlier in the week thanked her donor. CBS's Emily Thornton has more on the heartfelt reunion.
This morning here at Versity Blood Center in Milwaukee, the two women met. The recipient says she wouldn't be here today without her donor.
Chris? Yes! Hi! Oh my gosh, we've had it, so can we hug? So happy for you! Thank you!
Versity employee and recovered COVID-19 patient Unique Edwards cried moments after meeting the woman who saved her life.
Thank you!
Unique says she got the plasma transfusion right before her lungs collapsed for the second time when she was sick this summer with COVID-19. The donor, Chris Klug, recovered from COVID in May and made the decision to donate her plasma to help others.
I never thought it would get tracked back, so it was very cool to get the email, to have the opportunity to meet Unique, so I'm very happy.
Once transferred, Chris's antibodies in her plasma helped Unique's body fight the virus.
It's a little overwhelming. I got a blood sister now, so it's kind of fun. So it feels really good.
I'm grateful. I never thought that I would have another piece of someone with me, but the fact that you allowed me to have a second chance with having that gift there when we needed it, it means the world to me, which means that you mean the world to me, and I'm thankful.
After the meeting, Chris donated plasma again, hoping to help others in need.
Well, it's no secret OMC Smokehouse is a popular local favorite around here, and now you can try making the recipes at home. The restaurant celebrated the release of its cookbook. It features just about everything you can find at the Smokehouse, including how-tos when it comes to making barbecue at home. They've sold about 1,300 copies so far. The co-owner of Duluth's Best Bread, who helped with the book, says there's a lot to enjoy.
Myself being a baker, of course, I like the hummingbird cake, but I think most people are going to probably like the briskets, the sauces, all the good stuff there.
The book is available at OMC and local bookstores around the city.
Still to come, residents living in Minneapolis are asking leaders to handle the violence in the city. Their response next.
CBS3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
Welcome to Medical Insight, a weekly healthcare feature brought to you by the experts at Essentia Health. Here's your host, Louis St. George.
Who will advocate for you during a time of serious illness or injury? Today on Medical Insight, Essentia Health's Wanda Paulson and Dr. John Dagalow talk about advanced care planning.
Advanced care planning is the best way we have found to incorporate an individual's goals, values, and beliefs into the care that we provide. It's a way to think about, talk about, and write down your wishes for future health care if ever a time happened where you couldn't speak for yourself. A lot of people think that it's for those that are very frail or elderly, or that we expect something could happen to them in the near future, but it's really important for everybody to start having those conversations.
It's important to get a signed healthcare directive on file. Also, be sure to review it regularly in case your wishes change.
In a way, when we look at advanced care planning, it's kind of having some insurance about your hopes, wishes, things that are important to you being respected. Advanced care planning is an important thing that we all have to think about, because all of us in the course of our lives at some point are going to have a serious illness. If you're able to put these things down, that really helps take the burden of family members that may have to deal with decisions for you in a time of crisis.
Essentia offers advanced care planning classes online. Learn more at essentiahealth.org. For Medical Insight, I'm Louis St. George.
To learn more about this and other health topics, visit essentiahealth.org/medicalinsight.
Because of this, we built the most powerful Ford Explorer ever. Because of this, we built Ford Expedition with best-in-class towing. Because of this, we built Escape with Ford Copilot 360. And because Ford SUVs are built for this, you made Ford America's best-selling brand. Now get $5,000 total cash on Escape. That's $5,000 total cash, only at your local Northland Ford dealer.
The Kelly Clarkson Show, weekdays at 3 on CBS3.
Get your new John Deere tractor from Duluth Lawn and Sport, the region's largest power sports dealer.
Coming up Friday on CBS3 this morning, we hear from Essentia and St. Luke's health leaders about their recent updates and efforts for the coronavirus in the Northland.
And we'll have the latest details on our rain-snow mix headed our way come Saturday.
So wake up with us starting at 5 a.m.
Watch Jeopardy at 4:30, followed by CBS3 Live at 5 on Live Local CBS3.
Community leaders in Minneapolis are demanding a plan from city leaders to help curb violence in the city.
A news conference was held just outside the mayor's office to discuss concerns about the crime in the city. Black community activists said that the response from the city has been inadequate. Their focus right now is on the number of shootings and murders in North Minneapolis. They say some of the blame also lies with what they call an absence of police. Several officers have left the MPD or taken a leave of absence following the death of George Floyd in May. Raisha Williams from Guns Down, Love Up called out Minneapolis police for quitting, saying they're late to respond to crimes and need to step up.
Coming up in sports, plenty of prep playoff soccer. We head to the pitch next.
The Kelly Clarkson Show, weekdays at 3 on CBS3.
For the past 10 years, Healthy Systems USA has been helping people lose weight. Are you ready to be next? Save $200 off a 2-month program and get free shipping. It's our 10th anniversary sale. Save $200 and free shipping at Healthy Systems USA. Order now.
St. Anne's Assisted Living. Here when you needed us before, here when you need us now. We're open for business. Call to schedule your personal tour now. 218-727-8831.
This pandemic is like an earthquake that's shaken our lives and highlighted our challenges, like helping people and businesses recover while building a stronger and more just America. And that's why I'll work with anyone in either party to get things done in the Senate. One example, I've taken on the drug companies to make lower-cost drugs like insulin available. I'm Tina Smith, and I approve this message because I will move hell or high water to do what it takes to help my fellow Minnesotans.
I'm Quinn Nystrom, and I pay $600 a month for 2 vials of insulin, and that's with insurance. Meanwhile, drug company profits go up and up. It's why I refuse to take their money for my campaign. But Pete Stauber has taken tens of thousands of dollars from corporate interests and voted 5 times against lowering the cost of prescription drugs. I approve this message because I know we literally can't afford Pete Stauber in Congress.
Classic Rock KQ is once again the Northland's #1 radio station. The KQ Morning Show, the most listened to radio program in the Northland. The KQ Train Wreck, the Northland's #1 afternoon show. Thank you for making us the Northland's #1 radio station. 95 KQDS.
And at the end of the day, nothing matters anyway. Just the love that we have made. We will break.
Suddenly, it seems everything around us has been turned upside down. We need a place to turn to.
How soon could we have a therapeutic in the hands of our caregivers?
To make sense of our world.
We're all trying to learn something during this crisis.
We're all in this together. We got to help each other out, no matter what.
He's got it right.
The CBS Evening News with Nora O'Donnell.
Right after CBS3 Live at 5.
For the past 10 years, Healthy Systems USA has been helping people lose weight. Are you ready to be next? Save $200 off a 2-month program and get free shipping. It's our 10th anniversary sale. Save $200 and free shipping at Healthy Systems USA. Order now.
This year has brought a number of changes to the prep fall schedule, and with the lack of officials in the Northland, that means you get Thursday afternoon football. We'll take what we can get, right? Crosstown rivals squaring off as Duluth East hosted Duluth Denfeld. Start this one late in the first quarter. The Greyhounds get on the board as Austin Overdahl takes the handoff, makes a cut, and finds his way into the end zone to take a 7-0 lead. Moments later, Denfeld trying to answer as Caden Postel airs it out. And just look at that catch by Leo Newland when he needs one hand to haul it in. What a grab. The Hunters would still stay scoreless. Then East continues to add on as Dean Hudoba to Aaron Daybeyer for 6. Duluth East wins big, 48-0. And over at Esco, another pair of rivals meeting up. This time it's the Eskimos and the Rebels of Moose Lake Willow River. First quarter, Esco knocking on the door. Quarterback Kevin Gregory III calls his own number and breaks the plane for 6. After the extra point, it's 7-0 Esco. Same quarter, Rebels answer Jackson Thompson. And this man just won't go down. Breaks at least 5 tackles. He rumbles his way in. 2-point try is good. And Moose Lake leads by 1. Very next quarter, what a day for insane grabs, right? This time it's Moose Lake's Landon Kuryetz with the defender draped over him. Hauls it in with the one hand, then jets into the end zone. Moose Lake picks up the win, 34-21 the final. And a pair of 0-1 teams hungry for their first win clashing as Two Harbors hosted Virginia. First quarter, the Agate defense creating havoc. They come up with the football here, putting themselves in good field position. However, they wouldn't cash in. Later, Virginia trying to get something going. Quite the connection here from Jack Tillman to Mason Carlson. Carlson comes down with it, and that would set this up. Tillman on the old quarterback sneak puts the Blue Devils in front. It's 6-0. However, Two Harbors would rally for the 20-12 win. For the first time ever, the Cloquet Esco Carleton boys soccer team completed an undefeated regular season. That's a perfect 11-0, and they're off to a perfect start in the playoffs with an 11-0 win over Hibbing Chisholm on Tuesday. Tonight, the 7A quarterfinals, they had home field against the 8C Duluth Denfeld. The Jacks dominate possession in the first half as Patty Jonero centers it. A near bicycle kick finished it, but it goes off the crossbar and away. It's scoreless at the half. Into the second, CEC still bearing down with chances. Logan Dushkin puts a centering pass in for Avery Lindgren. Heads it in just high. So all of a sudden, here's Denfeld just hanging around finally with some offense. Owen Wilcox in for Xavier Decker. Somehow bounces off the post right to the keeper. Just over 7 minutes to go. Still no score. The Hunters looking for their window. Simon Davidson into the box. And finally, Owen Wilcox, an absolute laser. And this time, the post plays nice. An instant classic of a game. Duluth Denfeld upsets the top-seeded Lumberjacks 1-0. The Hunters earn a spot in the semifinals and will head to Grand Rapids on Tuesday. And to the girls' soccer playoffs, the top-seeded Cloquet Carleton hosting Hermantown. This one had upset potential for a while, too. Allison Anderson with a hefty boot in from 40 yards out. Maybe they need her on the football team. Grace Thompson gets ahead on it, and Macy Seeger finishes the underdog Hawks on the board first. But the Jacks had an answer as Jillian McCullough to Alexa Snesrud, and we're tied at the half. They add 5 more in the second half, though, to go on to advance 6-1, the final. And Duluth Denfeld and Duluth Marshall both took care of their first-round opponents no problem on Tuesday. They meet in the quarters. Wind was a factor here. Both teams struggling to put shots on net early. Marin Friday with a chip shot curls one into the top left-hand corner to make it 1-0. The threats kept coming in the first half from the toppers. Amelia McGifford nearly goes top shelf, but it's stopped by Alicia Volkanen. Duluth Marshall goes on to score 4 more unanswered. They win 5-0 the final. They are moving on. And that's going to do it for sports for now. We'll be right back after the break.
CBS3 closed captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health. Need a flu shot? Find flu booth dates and locations at essentiahealth.org.
Because of this, we built Ford Super Duty to be the most capable heavy-duty pickup ever. Because of this, we built Ford F-150 with 375 horsepower. Because of this, we built Ford Ranger with the terrain management system. And because Ford trucks are built for this, you made Ford America's best-selling brand. Now lease an F-150 for just $299 a month. That's just $299 a month. Only at your local Northland Ford dealer.
It's coming. You ready? Because Toro's Snow Days sale is here. With the #1 brand in snowblowers, you will dominate winter. And now during Toro's Snow Days, get up to $100 off select 2-stage snowblowers, up to $40 off select 60-volt battery snowblowers, and up to $50 off select single-stage snowblowers. Plus great financing offers. Win winter with Toro.
At Super One Foods, we go to great measures to deliver you with top quality meat every day. Try our fryer bone-in chicken breast for only $1 a pound and get Smithfield bone-in pork country ribs for just $1 a pound. Plus, we provide the best of the best in fresh produce. Get ripe and ready avocados for just $1 each and get 2 pounds of Minnesota-grown carrots for just $1. Through all that we do, we've got you in mind. Super One Foods, serving you lower prices and better choices.
Minnesota's our home.
Here we vote.
Todos los años, Minnesota lidera las conferencias de votantes en el país.
And in 2020, we're going to lead the country in voter safety. To do it, we are going to vote.
From here?
Here.
From Hucken.
Because we all care about Minnesota. So go here now.
And vote here today.
I support Pete Stauber because Pete Stauber has working men and women's backs.
Pete Stauber has worked to get our economy reopened and bring jobs back to Minnesota.
Pete doesn't care about politics. He cares about doing his job and creating jobs for us.
Fighting for our jobs, fighting for our families, fighting for our way of life.
This isn't about politics. This is about protecting jobs in Minnesota. Pete Stauber's there for us when the rubber meets the road.
Pete Stauber for Congress.
I'm Pete Stauber, and I approve this message.
They're live, they're local. Watch the CBS3 News with Kristen Vaki and Anthony Matt tonight at 6, right after the CBS Evening News at 5:30.
Well, a French bulldog named Nordboss donned his best vest and showed off his impressive skateboarding skills in a Moscow park on Wednesday.
Nordboss belongs to a vocalist in Moscow, grunge band Prana, who got the idea to get her pooch aboard from a video she saw online. The Frenchie Was 7 months old when he got his firstborn and has not looked back since. Still going strong at 3.5 years old, Nordboss is not a one-trick dog, however. According to his owner, he knows more than 70 voice commands and has more than 15,000 subscribers on Instagram. Look at him go.
Similar numbers to Louie, right?
Yes.
Real quick, Dave, are we going to see that snow move in?
And I know 75 voice commands. Yeah, let's take a look at the 7-day forecast here. Sunny but cool for Friday, setting us up for a chance for perhaps a trace to 3 inches of snow on Saturday, but could melt away pretty much by Sunday, Monday.
Thanks for joining us.